Hello, everybody. Today we're going to discuss about human-machine interfaces and what they will bring in the future. What would be the possibilities? Among many use cases, human-machine interfaces would allow us to interact more flawlessly with less need for extra gadgets, components, and it will be in a more natural way. Let's think for a moment. The way we interact with each other is simply by use of gestures, hand expre- hand expressions, but also eye, face, and all the facial expressions essentially. With these, we communicate a lot of information, even information that we ourselves, including myself here, do not know that I'm transmitting. When I'm saying something that perhaps I'm not sure of, the facial expression might tell, or something I'm confident about, then again, that will be reinforced by a facial expression. Or otherwise, when I'm lying of something or trying to hide something, perhaps I'll have a specific facial expression. Now, certainly these would take time to understand and recognize to a person. Maybe to an expert it's easier, but to a normal person it will take some time to understand us. Hence, from this example, the point I'm making is we need to use for interacting with the machines a similar way, a similar interaction, and that would not need to ask or require new tools. Which means that future human interfaces might be mainly vision based, auditory based audio, and other potential sensory signals that might include heat, maybe um, infrared, and proximity sensors. Maybe as a way to be able to understand the types of signals and the nature of the communication we are to transmit to that particular device or equipment. All of these methods or sensory information will need to be tailored to a particular application and equipment. Well, the best case I can recall and I tend to think of, start off with, is robotics. The reason being is because it incorporates for me or integrates more closely the aspect of involving sensors, the scale, physical scale of the equipment or the machine. And in an ideal case, that will be a humanoid, which means that the dimensions, the physical dimensions, would be similar to ours. Now, thinking of this, what would be the normal human machine interface with a robot? Well, essentially, that would be uh, since you and I are thinking of, just the way we would do the core transmission of information through voice, visual cues, and other hidden, maybe unconscious, as mentioned earlier, expressions that we might need to be be able to understand from another person, but in this case it would be for a machine. From the machine to us, then that might require special arrangements. It will require a very close human-like imitation physically. So it will demand, hardware-wise, a lot of crafting, to say, to be able to mimic the movement of the eyelids or eyebrows, mouth, same flexibility essentially that we do have to, or ability to express ourselves. But let's keep that aside at the moment and get back to the human-machine interface, so the visual aspect and the auditory aspect. I think these two will be the core, the two main pillars we would want to start off with to be able to transmit enough information to a machine, be it explain something, provide a task, which most importantly I think is the way to go, start off with, and then later on the robot, the machine would or might be able to understand deeper level, deeper information. So this would be the ideal case, and I hope at some point we'll be able to see together some simulations of these interactions in a virtual environment to understand to what degree of difficulty this task involves in terms of building such interfaces that can transmit information, receive it, and transfer it to another entity, i.e. from us to a digital system, and vice versa from a digital system back to us. For now, thank you, and I hope we'll see next.